Food challenges. What you been up to? What you done?
Well, I don't really want to spoil it, but I suppose that's the point of the podcast, some degree of exclusivity. But I did a couple of things. Fortunately, no English breakfasts. It was nice to have lots of those, in England, popping up all over the place. So it was nice to get a break from those. But yeah, of course, a steak features. Biggest steak in Texas is in there.
72-ounce steak, big Texan.
No,
in Richmond.
No, it's more than that. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that.
How can it be if they said
not?
That's
but it's a lie. It's not. It's not. So I mean, it may have been at one point, but it's a fallacy. There's a bigger one.
How big?
85 ounces.
85 ounces.
What is that? There's 13 ounces in it, but yeah.
How many ounces can you put it into real money for us? Can you put it into like kilos or pounds or?
Oh man, ounces is like
that's old money, man. You should know.
I think it's about just over. It's the meat. I think that would be 5.5 pounds. I think 85 ounces.
85 ounces, 2.5 kilos.
Yeah, so 5.5 pounds ish. Yeah.
Fuck.
But then you had to eat a baked potato with it, a salad, which was nice, and a bread roll. But it was a cool place in the middle of nowhere. In fact, I shared an Instagram picture on the. It's not a funny story, but on the way out there, I killed a bird accidentally. And when I say bird, I mean the winged mammal, not slang for female. I accidentally killed a bird.
How?
Just harrowing. It was like it was in. Was it that one? It might have been a different video. But anyway, I was on this long country road. I put a story up on my Instagram with the Jeepers Creepers song in the background because it reminded me of that movie Jeepers Creepers, right? Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
And it was good because I prefer not driving on motorways or freeways, as they call them out there, or highways. I don't know what the difference is, but there's a bit of character to it, and this was just a long, fucking windy road for about 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
But parts of it were like over crest. That's like a Colin McRae rally thing, isn't it? Over the top of a hill, right? But it was a fast road, and there's nobody on it, right? So I'm enjoying it. I'm like, this is great, nice, peaceful. It's a sunny day, and I'm doing whatever 70 down this road, and I go over the top of this hill, and just as I go over the top of it, there's like 3 birds, and not small birds either. I don't know what breed they are.
Vultures. It's got to have been a vulture, hasn't it? Were they on the road?
Nah, I think I would have recognised the vulture. They were on the road, yeah. They were feasting on the carcass of some poor animal that had been hit by a previous driver.
Yeah.
But the big fucking bipedal things, like all
bipedal.
They've got 2 feet. I mean, I guess all birds have 2 feet, apart from griffins or some shit from mythology. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't. But that's why I clarified.
I'm not talking about like a little pigeon. I'm talking about like a big fucking bird.
It's got to be a vulture, surely. Like if they're feasting on the
George, Google that shit. Birds that eat other animals, carnivorous birds. But anyway, so I go over the hill, right, and this all happens in a split second. There's 3 of them. 2 of them managed to kind of get out the way.
Yeah.
And one of them, the dosiest bird there, just kind of turns like this and gets a fucking license plate in the head. And I felt terrible because I felt awful because I've never hit anything in my car ever in my life, right?
I could just see you fucking mouth to mouth in a vulture.
No, I couldn't even bring myself to look in the rear view mirror.
What? So you just bounced? You hit and run the fucking vulture?
I tried. When I saw it, right, I tried to slam on, but it was too close to the crest of the hill, and I hit it, and it was this awful like sickening, crunch. And a bit of something flew up. I don't know, it was brain matter on the windscreen or something. And I'm worried about 2 things. I'm thinking, well, A, has it wrecked the car to the extent that I'm in the middle of nowhere and, I don't know where the heck I'm going to go.
Burst.
Yeah, I don't know. And 2, I've just killed a living animal, which although I don't mind eating animals, I don't really like the idea of killing them.
Been involved in the active.
It's probably got a family, right? Mortgage payments, BMW it's got to pay for. But yeah, but then I stopped probably about a mile later in a little lay-by, and fortunately it just left a massive dent in the license plate. Which is probably why I've just got a bill for 300 quid this morning.
Did you actually get a bill for it? Yeah.
There's some incidentals that are 300 quid.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably like the dent in the. But anyway, that was the. Yeah, I felt terrible though. It ruined the whole day.
Did you feel a bit sick? Did you just eating, or are you going to eat?
No, I was going to eat. But
you managed to get through.
I'm excited. I'm about to film a new series, and I'm going out on the road, and this is a nice drive. In a second, I've just. Orphaned a couple of birds, probably.
Fucking orphaned a couple of birds. But, those boys that flopped off like, Dave, no! Fuck it, we've got more food now. They've gone down and scranned him.
Probably, yeah.
You what there?
He might have survived.
Fuck
He might just
off.
have a really, really tough head. No, I don't think he survived.
When
but
you saw
might-
his beak stuck in your, your bumper.
Yeah, but I felt bad. I don't like the idea of animals dying, but I couldn't do anything about it. It was either that or probably swerve off the road, crash into a tree.
So expect this video on Adam's channel. Like his sad face crying, I just killed a bird. I was
No,
driving.
I didn't even
to-
mention it. I thought like it'd probably be poor form to me. There'd be people mad at the fact that we're laughing about it now. So there's nothing funny about killing an animal, but it was just I think the circumstance by which it happened.
I think it's quite funny to think that you killed an animal, being such a pacifist that you are. Like it is quite funny. That
I know. I mean, I'm like, it's the first time I've ever hit an animate object in my car. I mean, I've hit like a couple of, like stationary objects before. Never hit a living organism.
Yeah, I
apart
get
from like
that.
a bug, maybe.
I've been in a car when we've hit a rabbit before.
I think it was the size of it. I think if it had been
Yeah.
like a little, like a English-sized bird. I'm sure we have big birds over here, but I mean, like the kind of bird you normally see.
Ostrich.
But it was like fully upright, and you just kind of went like. Like turned at me and looked straight. I see
Did
his
you make
eyes
eye
now.
contact?
I've been waking up like.
He's got PTSD.
But yeah, I know that. But yeah, that was on the. I don't know how I got into that story, but that was on the way out to one of the food challenges I did. But yeah, there's plenty of. They say everything's bigger in Texas. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Texas is big, but like the food challenges were no bigger than you would find anywhere else. Really, I don't think.
I think maybe it's in reference to just actual meals. So like
Just
a regular
regular food.
meal, it'd be massive, wouldn't it?
I didn't get any of those, so I wouldn't know. But
That's so weird. I get it, but it's mad that you live off berries and yogurt in between.
in fact, some days on this trip I didn't eat anything. Drank green tea. I do that quite frequently. If I'm going to make a lot of videos, I'll just have a full day off eating, and I'll drink like they have this green tea. I forget what the brand is, but they have this like green tea out there, which is sweetened with that shit that's probably going to. People find out it causes cancer in years.
Yeah.
Aspartame and all that shit. But it tastes really good, and green tea normally tastes like arse, right? So, but that
Oh
green tea
yeah,
is
you
nice.
said like the sweet tea, like the cold sweet tea that we talked about.
I like the sweet tea, like the Arizona stuff.
Yeah.
But they've got this green tea there as well, which is like, in terms of like antioxidants and whatnot, it's good for you. But I'll just drink that. So at least 3 days I didn't eat anything, just like literally ate nothing. So
How long are you out there for?
It was nearly 3 weeks, wasn't it?
That's mad. Like honestly, it feels like we blinked and you went, and now you're back again. It's,
Yeah, Lynn said to me when I got, she's like, it feels like you've been gone ages. I'm like, really? It doesn't feel like I've been gone long enough.
poor Mrs. Beard
But
holding the fort down at home.
she doesn't even stay at home when I'm gone. She goes and stays at her mum's house because she's scared of being in the house by herself.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Ah, that's
Come
fair
back
enough.
one time, the house will burn down or something, or there'll be some squatters in there or something.
Using your fucking weight rack. What's the aftermath? I'm sure I've asked this before, but of eating 2.5 kilos of steak, assuming that you actually completed it, like what's the aftermath like? Like what are you feeling like after that? Because it's quite.
It's. I mean, it's.
I imagine it's a bastard to chew as well. Like imagine that's it.
Yeah, I got it well done. It's going to offend a lot of people. Normally, if I'm going to enjoy steak, I would never get it
No.
well done, right? Because it's pointless. You basically turn it into roast beef, aren't you? But I just couldn't, because I knew I was going to be shooting a lot of videos. I was going to shoot, I think was I shooting the day after that? I can't remember, but for some reason in my head, I just thought I'm going to get this well done because it's going to cut down on, it makes it chewier.
Yeah.
But you kind of nuking it like that eliminates a lot of the gristle and the stuff that's going to, you're going to have to pull away and stuff like that. It was good steak, but the aftermath's not that bad. I mean, meat stays in you longer. But like it's than say like carbohydrates, but or vegetables or something. But yeah, if you having a day off eating entirely the next day, it makes no real difference. And in reality, it's
You went boss-eyed then.
I was looking at there was some like there was a fly or a piece of dust or something. Look, see there. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of reasonably in terms of its macronutrient composition. It's quite healthy. You're just eating a bunch of meat, and then which is. I mean, it's sirloin, so it's fairly lean. And then, vegetables, a bit of bread. And if that's all you're eating for 2 days. But yeah, your ass takes a bit of a pounding when it comes to meat. That wasn't the worst, though. The worst was probably the contest. My ass was bleeding after the contest.
Actually?
Yeah. I think just because that sounds really graphic. I should have put a disclaimer in there. But no, like, not directly afterwards. I mean, like the next day, I didn't even eat that. I did pretty bad in the... Well, for me, I thought I did pretty bad in the contest, but I think if you just eat a lot of meat, especially if it's something like sausage, which is densely packed, it's harder to pass,
Right.
the next day. Especially if you don't like that I drove straight back. I didn't really. Normally, I'd be sipping on water, you know, and
Oh, so it was
it was more like a prep thing, I think.
a bit of a rough one.
Yeah. So the next day, I had a bit of. I don't know if I had hemorrhoids or whatever, but like it was. I don't want to get too graphic. There was a little bit of blood in the bowl.
We're already there.
I'm not too worried about it, but I'm all right now.